Welcome to the Ironborn podcast, where we share tips, tricks and insights into all things hair and grooming. This week we're talking to Southampton skateboarding legend Marc Churchill about beards and boards. So sit back,
grab a drink
and let's dive in. Thanks very much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Taking some time out to spend some time on the sofa.
It's always good. I like sitting down.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Change from standing up.
I've also found that I can appreciate a good sit down now.
Well, you're of an age where a good sit down, as long as you sigh when you sit down, you've got to, as if you've just been down a coal mine for 14 hours and you sit down.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need.
Did some strenuous work and not just stood around talking to people.
I'm not saying what you do here is not strenuous. I'm sure.
Well, you'd think it would be, but I don't really find it that strenuous.
Don't get a bad back.
Nope. Not like that.
No, see the scissor thumb.
Nope. The worst I do is keep chopping my middle knuckle off all the time.
What with?
Just scissors, just catching it every now and then and then just whip it off.
Oh, yeah.
Just going. Because the problem is, it's like the more I've cut it, the more like scar tissue's built up. So it's more knobbly now. So
you've got a callus from being callous.
Yeah. See, I wish I had those kind of like linguistic skills. I just don't. Let's discuss the weather. We're going to do the weather, then we're going to talk about young people, then we're going to talk about politics, and then we're going to talk about
technology being beyond us.
Yeah, and not understanding things. Okay, so do you maintain your own beard?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apart from when you do it.
Apart from when I do it, which is, yeah.
I've been super busy, so I have to. I have adjustable clippers. I have foils that I do my head with, like a skull shaver. I think the last day of school I shaved my head. And that's pretty much been it.
You used to shave your hair pretty short anyway, because we're going to do this bit now, where I talk to you about Rad TV.
Okay.
Oi, aren't you Marc Churchill, that guy off the telly?
Yeah, mate. Tell you what. Hang on. $5.
Do you know anyone in a skate band in?
No, not really. But you can keep that.
How did you get into that? It just seemed to be like out of nowhere. Just like someone we know from Southampton is on TV and it's a whole thing.
I went away, was skating at this competition. This American dude was like, hey, I'm the new team manager for fans. We'd like to give you some shoes. And I was like, that's cool. No, rad. Okay, cool. And then ended up getting the same flight home as him and then getting on the tube with him. And I remember we were like, every time we went through a tunnel, because it was from outside from Heathrow, and then you go into a tunnel, we pretend to surf in the tunnel and that. And he was like, hey, he was living in a squat in Camden at the time. He's like, do you want to come back here? I didn't have a job or anything. I was just skating at that time, just sort of making ends meet somehow, doing the odd demo and things like that. And then, stayed with him for a while and then went home, and he phoned me up one day and said, can you come and shoot this thing in Liverpool Street in London? And I was like, yeah. Right. And they said, we'll give you £100. I was like, 100% I'll be there. And
£100?
Yeah, I mean, 100 quid in what?
Was that
mid-90s or late 90s? Was
97,
something like that. Yeah, like that'd get me through a while. Yeah. You know, and all I wanted was money to go and skate. That's all I wanted to do. So I agreed to do that, and I did this like lesson of how to ollie. And then they were like, well, we're shooting this pitch to be on Channel 5. And it's a new channel that's launching. Didn't even have a clue that there was going to be a new channel. This is how old I am.
Remember that coming out?
Yeah.
Welcome. It's 6 o'clock on Sunday, March the 30th. And this is 5.
Remember that all of a sudden there's like fuck, we've got to figure out how to tune in this new channel. Like, we're getting an extra channel.
When you had to tune it, yeah. You're like, yeah.
Tune it in,
That is
Georgia.
old.
With a knob.
I was
Yeah.
born in 95.
With a knob on the TV.
So, God, so old. So, yeah, I did it, thanked them, went off home, and then one day they phoned up and said, "Oh, we've won the bid, and we're going to be doing this show." And I'm like, bit weird phoning me to gloat, but congratulations, like stoked. And they were like, "No, you're going to be a presenter in it."
Really?
I was like, well,
Fucking hell.
I'm just a kid from the New Forest. I haven't got a clue what. I'm not a presenter. I've had no training, done nothing. They're like, we don't care. We just want you on it. And did all the series for years, and
Fucking
yeah,
hell.
that was it.
So how many series did you do of Rad then?
Oh God, loads and loads. I've got nearly all of them on tape. I think they used to just give me a tape. I've got them they were in my loft and they're now in a garage somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of tapes. So yeah, and I don't have a VHS player. But Andy Evans, who is your ma on YouTube, has put a lot of them on YouTube.
I was going to say, are they already on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they must be.
yeah, you can go back and watch the Search for the Holy Grail, which was the Search for the Holy Rail.
Well, I'll leave the bean grind to another day, but to understand the search for the Holy Rail, you're going to have to watch this. Oh, hello. You've just caught me cleaning through my loft. I thought there was enough room for a mini ramp up here. The weather's been so bad this winter, I'm just dying for a skate. Not quite big enough. Right then, that wall's going to have to come out. Who'd have thought? A fake wall. Ugh. What's this thing? There's some kind of old book written in ancient skate hieroglyphics. Where's that music coming from? No way. He bonused off the Sphinx's head. Apparently, this house used to belong to famous skate historian Bobby Bede, and I've just been reading his journal. It says here in Bede's journal that he found the Holy Rail of Meester while on tour in Egypt. Legend has it, it is an almighty skate obstacle of the gods. According to the scriptures, it would give anyone who skated it incredible powers. He who board-sliddeth the Holy Rail first go Joe shall be blessed with the indestructible shins, the ollie pop of the gods, and be able to kickflip straight through solid objects. Well, most of the time. Reed brought back the rail to England in 1888. Hearing about the rail and its magical powers, an evil band of skaters called the Daggers came after Reed and tried to steal it from him. Fearing that they would abuse the rail's powers for personal gain, Reed hid the rail away, and it has not been seen since. Surely it's my destiny to find this rail, but I need my own title sequence.
Do you think this is Channel 4?
Oh, come on, you promised me.
Oh, go on then.
Ah, cue me.
so began Southampton Smith's quest for the Holy Rail. He had much journeying ahead of him. Will the Black Lung interfere? Who wrote this script? It sucks. I was on Bergerac, you know.
We went all round. We went up to Livingston in Scotland and Birmingham and everywhere. But we did do one in Southampton. We did like a street skating in Southampton one of what, you know, because it was all, I think people thought we were being more serious than we were. And we were trying to make it look almost serious, but tongue-in-cheek, you know, ridiculous things, and have little glove puppets in there every now and then, and just silly stuff. The ratings that came in were a lot different than what we thought we were filming a TV show for, or who we were filming a TV show for. It was like quite a young audience.
Yeah.
But I knew that there was a lot of hungover skaters that were watching it, you know, on the weekend. Yeah. So it was quite, you know, it got quite a good reach within skateboarding.
Because you used to do like basically like sketches, really like skate sketches.
Yeah.
Did you kind of get that from, or did you kind of just come up with that, or did you get that from like skate videos? Because like skate videos back in the day had all of that, you know. It's like they used to chop in with like Jackass and Dirty Sanchez and stuff, and they always to chop in skating and then like these sketches and stuff like that. Was that already happening when you were doing Rad, or do you think that Rad probably influenced a lot of that?
I don't know if we influenced the kind of hefty stuff like the Preach and Don't and everyone did, like Dirty Sanchez and Land Speed originally, which was Bam and the guys from Tum Yato and stuff like that. Then, you know, they did some other different stuff that was more slapsticky kind of things, I guess, and then it turned into like outrageous things. But I think we thought we were more like, you know, Power Band this and stuff like that. Like the first, can't remember, maybe 1 or 2 series, there was a guy called Bob who was the main director, and he was doing a lot of stuff. And then Andy Evans, who had already made a load of skate videos in the UK that had some comedy in them slightly, he started being like basically the guy that just went round and we would film, and he would do other stuff, but I would go to London and we'd go off to somewhere, we'd get an Addison Lee taxi and just go to some random park and do things. But that was like my main thing, was that. But then I started doing the intro links and outros and the links throughout the show. But we thought we were, or I felt like we were putting together like something with a little bit of homage to that. And that's where my influence came from, like Lance Mountain and Neil Blender and people who had fun with what they were doing, because it's got to be about fun. Like skateboarding is fun. It's painful fun that teaches you disappointment and despair in a daily basis, and makes you really good friends with pain, which is a good mate.
And it's one of those.
Oh, you've caught me customising my jacket, influenced by the Pearly Kings and Pearly Queens of old London town.